Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a long-term review on the Axail Wraith. So I've had this car for quite a while now, and it is just a blast. I love this truck. I've put it through so much stuff, and it's just a wonderful rig. So let's get into it. So we're going to start out here in the front. And right off the bat, these things eat servos. It's ridiculous. Metal geared, titanium geared. I've heard people even having titanium gears that eat servos, so that's kind of a bummer. That's why I have a servo saver on here for now till I get myself a really nice servo. I haven't got that yet. So let's also look at this. If you notice, I've actually moved the servo mounting plate completely 90 degrees, so now it's backwards, or actually 180 degrees. So why I did this is because if you put a servo saver on it, when it comes down, the servo saver will hit the cage right here. So that moves it back. And all I've done is just move the plate and mounted the servo from the front. So that's a way to fix that. Also, what you can do is because the bumper is only mounted, you can see the little seam right there and right here. You can loosen or take those screws off, put a washer on those screws, and then extend the bumper out this way. And that'll give you more clearance, but that will, when you're coming up to a wall, it will affect your ability for that. Okay, so continuing on, these tires. I do like these tires. They're nice and grippy, and they look really awesome. I think they did a good job on tires for this truck. But the only thing I didn't like about it was the inserts are just too stiff for me. If you can see now, they're pretty soft. It's because I've cut them, and I'll show you in my next video on how I did in these upgrades, and I mean how to cut the foam. I cut it kind of a special way. So another thing with this is the beadlock rims. See, now they're glued, but before, if you were to pull on it like this really hard, it would come out of the bead. So it was a bummer. When I was in between rocks, it was pulling the tires out, so I had to glue those. So as far as shocks go, these are just some shocks I had sitting around, and these are the exact same dimensions as the stock ones. That's why I put them on here. But see, down here at the bottom, I've put the tie rod extenders that come with the kit, and that raised it up just like an 1/8 inch or something. But that helps a lot when you're crawling. Every little bit counts. I wouldn't go too much more, because then your center gravity gets high and then it's easy to roll. So shocks are good. And as far as fluid in the shocks, stock, it came with something crazy like 40 weight or something. It's just way too much. I'd suggest more like 10 or 15, because if you watch like Ultra 4 cars in real life, they're pretty soft, because the axle, unlike independent suspension, is not very forgiving. So the axle has a lot of it's heavy mass to move, so you need your shocks really soft to absorb anything. So moving on, let's take this body off, and I'll show you. A lot of people are irritated that you have to take the screws out for the body. See, what I did was take this off. I took a button head screw and drilled a hole in it. So now when you put your body on, you can just put a body clip right through it, no problem. So that's a good thing to do. Okay, moving back down the front. Don't judge my soldering job. I didn't have my right soldering iron and didn't have any shrink wrap and everything. Anyway, so as you can see, I've moved my battery up front, and I'll have a video in my next video how to do that. And I didn't buy any parts or cut any parts to do this. I just used what was already here and already used the mounting points, and that works really well. I suggest doing that to anyone who's got one of these. If you've had it for a long time, or you're about to get one or gonna get one, definitely move the battery up front. The crawling has improved tremendously. So moving back down, got the interior. I really like the scale interior. And as you can see here, I moved the, whatever that is, receiver right there, because I wanted to keep all my stuff up here, and I didn't have room for that box. I didn't want to stick it down in the floorboard down there, because it would it looked kind of bad. So I need to clean up those wires, put them back up. But that works out really good. And also the dirt and stuff doesn't get directly on it. It kind of falls down because it's at an angle. So moving back some more. So as you can see here, and I don't know if you guys follow on Instagram, but if you do, you've seen I posted pictures about this. I mounted the shocks to the trailing arms. Now this is not ideal. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I don't know if it's a good idea. So you can see right here how it has that play. I don't know if you guys can see that. See? So every bump you hit, it's going to do that, and it's going to wear out stuff really fast. But it does give you way more travel, which is, that's what we're here for, right? More suspension travel and more flex. So that's good too. So I mean, you can do it if you like. As you can see here, I've got that aluminum axle truss, and I just had this. A friend gave it to me. I don't suggest buying one. It serves no real purpose compared to the plastic one. And as you can see here also, the hub extenders. I put hub extenders on all 4 tires, and I did that because when it flexes a bunch, it'll get really close to the body. So without them, it rubs on the body. All in all, it's a pretty sweet setup. And this is just stock mainly. As far as upgrades go, I definitely suggest buying the Blue Monkey trailing arm kit for Wraith. It's basically the same deal, but they do it properly with the proper trailing arms and all that. I definitely suggest getting that. So look that up, Blue Monkey RC. And also, as far as servos go, you're just gonna have to run a titanium servo with extra gears that you have if you can replace it when it strips out. I've talked to a lot of people, and that's kind of what they say they do. And as far as the inner C's and outer C's, they have a lot of play, so I suggest going the Vanquish ones or something like that. But if you do go and get C's, the inner C's, make sure you get the clamping C's. Because if you can see here, these just have a screw. The clamping C's have the little side thing that clamps them shut around the axle, and that helps tremendously with durability and wear. So try to get those too. I think that's just about everything. I'm gonna have a video right after this that explains how to move the battery, cut the foams, and the shock set up a little more. And I did all that for free. You can do it with your stock Wraith without any extra parts right out of the box, and it helps the crawling tremendously. So I hope you do like this video. I hope it was informative, and please like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're not already doing so, follow us on Instagram for some awesome pictures and updates. Thank you so much for watching.